Welcome back, everyone, to Arena the Contest. So, today we are going to be starting a series here on shorter introductory arena rules. So, for new players that haven't played Arena, this might be a good way to quickly watch and get you going in pretty much any game mode and get you off and running in exactly 10 minutes is what I'm going for. So this video will be a little bit longer than 10 minutes because obviously I'm doing this intro and then I'll end it too. But the time I'm going for here is exactly 10 minutes of what we're talking about. So I'm hoping I can get this right here. I got a timer set. I assume you can see the timer code.
Yeah, we can see the timer.
All right. So I am going to try to quickly explain as much as I can about playing Arena of the Contest, the basic of Arena of the Contest, in 10 minutes. All right. Let me get some water real quick. Make sure I can handle this. All right. Here we go. All right. Starting off here. Class selection. You have a choice between 7 current classes, 8 if you count the specials. You will get to pick a team of heroes that will encompass either 3 or 4 heroes. And you get to pick one hero from each class. So there's 4 different heroes within each class. You only get to pick one of those. So if you pick a brute, you can't pick a second brute. All right, moving on from there, we have the components. We have our hero pad. We have the primary attack cards, the special attack cards. You have the miniature for your character. You got the hero token. And then you should have some dice, at least a heroic action, the special action token. And if you're going to be playing with artifacts or scrolls, you'll need those ones as well. But those should be, and then of course, along with your game board should be set up, like in the picture that you see down here below. So you want your portals, altars, whatever it is that the game is going to encompass, either PvP or PvE, that should be set up as well. Make sure to place your character token on the health tracker on the outside of the board. So going into that with the hero pad, your hero will have stats based on the class that they are. So for Brute, for example, here, he has 65 hit points. So make sure to put him on the 65 of the health tracker board. They will have a basic attack stat. This attack you can use basically whenever you want. It gives you a bonus 1 to your roll, and it can be whatever the number that is written in the basic attack will be the amount of damage that you will do. So that will be 8 damage in this case. And so when you roll the dice, you'll have one better. So if you roll like an 8, for example, then you actually have rolled a 9 with a basic attack. All right, defense. That is your stat that will be used for determining during the attack. The only way to make an attack is to either equal or exceed that value. So in this case, it's 6 or more. All right, moving down to movement, we got movement as 6, so you get to make up to 6 squares you get to move unless you use it through a benefit or an effect, and that will be done during your movement action. It could also be used as a second prime action, which we'll get to. All right. So prime action, that's exactly what we're getting to. So as a prime action, you can make a basic attack, a primary attack, which is these gray bordered abilities, a second special attack, a heroic action, a first aid, or a flask, and I think or a scroll is also an option for a prime attack, primary action. You can also use your prime action to do a second movement. So those are the two main components. You have a prime action and a movement that you'll get to make each turn for each hero. All right, moving from there, your movement action. So like we said, you get a move based on the number of squares, and you can use your second prime action to move more. That is not affected by like a benefit. If you get one that allows you to move additional spaces or through an effect. All right, then turn order. All right, for PvP, it works in a set turn order. One team will go first from the first hero, and then the second team will start with their first hero, and then it'll alternate to the first team with their second hero, then the other team with their second hero, and it'll go back and forth all the way through. When a hero dies, then you just skip that hero and you move on to the next one. In PvE, you get to choose the turn order every single time, so you don't have to play in a specific order, whatever order you'd like. All right, moving on to vision. All right, a character's vision is based on the corner of a square. So basically, so for melee characters, most of their attacks are range 1 or range 2. Range 2 exceeds out 2 squares from that character in all directions. Range 1 is all adjacent to that character. Ranged classes have a range of 8, so they get to shoot up to 8 squares away from them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 in all directions around them. Vision would be blocked if your line intersects a wall. So if your character is trying to shoot around this wall, like the example picture here of Katarina, she's trying to shoot at the wall, you'd go to the corner, see if it intersects with any of the corners of the target, and if it intersects with a wall, then you can't make that line of sight, assuming you have the range as well. Otherwise, if you can do it, then you'll be able to make that attack. All right. So attacks. Attacks are based on you have to declare a target. It has to be valid for the ability that you're using. So if it says your target is an ally or an enemy, then it has to be within those. So even for healing abilities, if your target says an enemy, but it's a heal ability, you still have to use an enemy as your target to make that attack. To make that attack, you have to fulfill the range requirement, the vision requirement. You roll the dice. And then if your roll is equal to or exceeds the value of the defense of the target you're attacking, then you get to make that attack, and that would be your hit damage plus the effect, and you read through the effects in the order that they are listed. Special attacks can only be used once per battle, so quest or PvP. It can only ever be used one time. And if you miss an attack, you'll see written on the attack cards, the miss is written on the very bottom there. So for primary attacks, it's almost always 5 residual damage for primary attacks. And for special attacks, it's almost always 15 residual damage. Make sure to verify on your card in case you have a character that has a different value than what is standard by everyone else. All right. Let's see. I think we covered quite a bit there. What are we at? We still got 2 minutes. Oh my god. I kind of thought this was going to take even. Oh, sidestep. I forgot sidestep. All right, sidestep. This is part of advanced rules. I wasn't going to cover advanced rules, so that's okay. So advanced rules, I'll just mention them. They incorporate reaction attacks, which basically makes the movement more challenging to go around. An enemy can't just walk past you, and you can't walk past enemies without inciting an attack from that enemy. Mob is a way to make your opponent exposed by using your other allies on your team to surround them and make a character um, vulnerable to the condition exposed, which I did not cover conditions, which is very important. These are the listed conditions. It's listed in the rulebook of each one of these. The blue ones are all the positive conditions, and the red ones are all the negative conditions. You want positive conditions most of the time for your characters and negatives for your enemies. Um, and all right, so back to mob. The only way to prevent a mob is having an ally essentially defending you from an adjacent square. All right, focus. That is similar to mob, except a character decides to give up all of their movement to be able to make um, a character exposed, but they cannot have any combatant, ally or enemy, within 3 squares of you. If you fulfill that condition, you can declare yourself focused. You do this always before stating your attack, and then you will gain that exposed. All right, so those are the advanced rules, which we will cover in a different one. And I think, oh, I hope that's all the basics. Looks like I got, oh, I did it. Did I make it, code?
Ding, 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 ding. You did it.
All right. I'm hoping that should do. Be able to get you going quickly enough to be able to play the game of Arena. Always make sure to read, everything that's written on the cards. That's a good way to follow the rules most of the time. There's some additional things in there that we'll probably get into another video, but this one, real quick, will just kind of give you the super basics of playing Arena. So, in a future video, we'll come back and explain some of those other items and some intricacies. So, we'll talk about certain effects, and we'll talk about what benefits are and drawbacks. All right, well, I think that's going to be it for today. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you have a good one.